Welcome back to another game from the World Championship for Visually Impaired, Moscow 1986. And we have already seen a couple of games. The last one we saw was how I lost in round 1 as white against Vladimir Berlinsky, who later on became the new world champion. I thought about how many of my own games I should discuss, but I've seen on the channel that actually people seem to be interested in watching my games. There are more people watching those than others, it seems. So yeah, I give me the favor of discussing a number of my own games. But I will also, I've already done, but I will continue to also discuss games of other strong personalities like Graham Lilly from the United Kingdom, for example. But so we will see games later on by other players, of course. In round 2, I won as white against Hatzai. I always confuse his name. Hatzaidiopoulos, maybe, from Greece. I was white, and it was not such an eventful game, so I chose not to discuss it. In round 3, I played against a strong player. I think his name is Saulo Jesus Torres from Colombia, if I recall correctly. I was black, as I have been in all games against him afterwards. I think I have won 3 games, and I have been black in all of them over the years. So, but yeah, it was Najdorf. I won an endgame after 51 moves. I could have discussed it, but I chose not to include it. But in round 4, we have a game that is not characterized by the fantastic play from me or my opponent. We committed a lot of mistakes, but it was really an exciting fight. And also it can be interesting because it I use this Botvinnik setup against King's Indian positions, like I did against Berlinsky in round 1. So yeah, it could be interesting also from that point of view. So Milenko Cabarkapa had 22.85. He was black against me. He was a real personality, I must say. We became friends over the years, but we both have a lot of temperament, so we were actually quarreling quite a bit after the game. So it was a tough fight. I started with pawn to Charlie 4. Pawn to Charlie 4. And black played pawn to Golf 6. Pawn to Golf 6. Exactly like Berlinsky used against me. I played knight to Charlie 3. Knight to Charlie 3. And black played bishop to Golf 7. Bishop to Golf 7. I played pawn to Golf 3. Pawn to Golf 3. And black played knight to Foxtrot 6. Knight to Foxtrot 6. And I used the same setup as in round 1. I played not yet. Bishop to Golf 2 first. Bishop to Golf 2. And black castled kingside. Castles kingside. And now I played pawn to Echo 4. Pawn to Echo 4. I am aiming at the Botvinnik setup with the knights on Charlie 3 and Echo 2, pawns on Echo 4 and Charlie 4. And for the time being, the pawn, the delta pawn, remains on delta 2. Black played pawn to Charlie 5. Pawn to Charlie 5. And I played knight Golf Echo 2. Knight Golf to Echo 2. and black played knight to Charlie 6. Knight to Charlie 6. And yeah, here I think we have transposed to my game against Berlinski. I castled kingside, castles kingside, and black played pawn to delta 6. Pawn to delta 6. All is familiar since round 1 game. I played pawn to delta 3. Pawn to delta 3. And black now played rook to bravo 8. Rook to bravo 8. Similar idea or similar move as Berlinski. He played rook to bravo 8 and pawn to alpha 6. But we will see that Cabarkapa has a slightly different plan in mind. I played rook to bravo 1. Rook to bravo 1. And here, of course, I have pawn to alpha 3 followed by pawn to bravo 4 in mind. Black played pawn to bravo 6. Pawn to bravo 6. And here we come to an interesting position. Here, of course, white can continue with moves like pawn to alpha 3, pawn to hotel 3, followed by bishop to echo 3. But I like the idea, although it would be moving the same pawn twice, to push in the center. Because, yeah, I show which move I played first of all. I played pawn to delta 4. Pawn to delta 4. When the pawn was on bravo 7, delta 4 was not a good move, because then we have this trap. Charlie takes delta 4, knight takes delta 4, and knight takes echo 4 from black side. And but now, when the pawn is on bravo 6, then I can simply take a piece. Knight takes Charlie 6. And if black continues knight takes Charlie 3, I just play pawn takes Charlie 3. And black is lost. So, the difference is simply that the knight on Charlie 6 is unprotected. That allows pawn to delta 4. Black played knight takes delta 4. Knight takes delta 4. And I played knight takes delta 4. Knight takes delta 4. Black recaptured. Charlie takes delta 4. Charlie takes delta 4. And I played queen takes delta 4. Queen takes delta 4. Now the position has changed considerably. We have a so-called Marozzi-Bein position. That is when black has captured on delta 4 with the Charlie pawn, and white has a setup with pawns on echo 4 and Charlie 4. Yeah, it's common in many lines. It can appear especially in the accelerated dragon in the Sicilian. But also, yeah, like in King's Indian setups like we have here, and other openings as well. White has a bit more space, so normally white is for choice, although black has a very stable position. So it's not easy to break through. We can see that often a white knight will jump in on delta 5, which can give extra space advantage if there will be an exchange of pieces on delta 5, so that white can take with either the Charlie pawn or echo pawn, gaining more space. At the same time, when doing such things, the light square bishop on golf 2 might finally be a bad piece, because it is hidden behind a wall of granite made of white's own pawns. But yeah, I think it is clear that white now, the position is about equal, that's for sure. But I think it's easier to play it as white. And it is difficult to see how black can push for a win. Alright, we will see how it continues. Yeah, black played bishop to echo6. Bishop to echo6. Bishop to echo6 is, of course, a natural move. Putting some pressure on Charlie 4, but maybe the idea first of all is, maybe the idea is rather to make it easier for black to exchange the light square bishops. Queen to delta 7 and bishop to hotel 3 is a plan that black adopts in the game. It is not so clear whether this is such a good plan. On the one hand, it is good to exchange pieces when you have less space. At the same time, white's bishop on golf 2 is not the best one in the world. So there are pros and cons, as in life in general. Alright, I continue with queen to delta 3, queen to delta 3, and black played queen to delta 7, queen to delta 7. I now wanted to fianchetto my dark squared bishop as well, opposing black's bishop on golf 7. So I played pawn to bravo 3, pawn to bravo 3, and I played, black played bishop to hotel 3, bishop to hotel 3. And I continued developing bishop to bravo 2, bishop to bravo 2. So far, quite standard moves by both sides. Black continued, exchanged bishops on golf 2, bishop takes golf 2, and I played king takes golf 2, king takes golf 2. And black continued now with rook foxtrot Charlie 8, rook foxtrot to Charlie 8. So, what can we now say about the different plans for white and for black? Actually, when I looked at it just as preparation for the game, Stockfish suggests plans with alpha 4. White wants to gain some space on the queen side, maybe in the long run to create a weakness. If white can exchange pawns on bravo 6, alpha takes bravo and alpha takes bravo, first of course they're playing alpha 4 and alpha 5, then the bravo pawn can be a weakness. White has a slight plus, but it is not a forced position, so you can play it in many different ways. I played rook foxtrot to echo 1, rook foxtrot to echo 1, and that is also a perfectly fine move. I am already thinking of playing knight to delta 5, and then after knights will be exchanged, I will take with a echo pawn, and thereby putting pressure on black's pawn on echo 7. The Indians are not that fond of hurrying with knight delta 5. They rather want to prepare a bit and wait with that opportunity, and which makes a lot of sense. Maybe white should first double rooks on the echo file, for example. There are many ways to play this position, and the idea with alpha 4 followed by trying to create weaknesses on the queen side still remains. Black played rook to Charlie 5, rook to Charlie 5. This is a move that I think one can see a psychological dimension coming up here. Although I had 2 points after 3 rounds, Cabarkapa was aware of for sure that I had lost in just a bit more than 20 moves against Berlinski the first round, and Sweden normally don't have a lot of very strong players. So I think that he saw me as a player that he should play for a win against, even as black. So rook to Charlie 5 indicates that he wants to maybe swing the rook over to Hotel 5 and then go for Queen to Hotel 3. I actually don't need to stop that plan, which I did in the game. I could play rook to Echo 2, for example, and then just prepare. But if black plays rook to Hotel 5, I can play Foxtrot 3, and then King to Golf 1 or Hotel 1, protecting Hotel 2 with the rook, for example. Black's attack isn't that scary, simply. But I played knight to Delta 5. Knight to Delta 5. I was more into this plan with pressure on the echo file that I discussed before. And if we exchange both pairs of remaining light pieces, I also hoped to put some pressure on black's king's position, as I could maybe start the kingside expansion with Hotel 4 and such things. So I played knight to Delta 5. Knight to Delta 5, and black captured. Knight takes Delta 5. Knight takes Delta 5. And here I played Echo takes Delta 5. Echo takes Delta 5. Black played pawn to Bravo 5. Pawn to Bravo 5, which is also a good move, very logical. Black continues to expand on the queen side, trying to give me weaknesses as well. For example, the pawn on Charlie 4 now will be a target. I played Bishop takes Golf 7. Bishop takes Golf 7. And black played King takes Golf 7. King takes Golf 7. And here, one could play also in many ways. Rook Bravo Delta 1 is a move that Stockfish is keen on. But I wanted to have the chance to build up an attack on the king side. So I played rook to Echo 4. Rook to Echo 4. So moves like Queen to Echo 3, followed by rook to Hotel 4 could come into mind here. And black played Bravo takes Charlie 4. Bravo takes Charlie 4, and I recaptured. Bravo takes Charlie 4. Bravo takes Charlie 4. And we have further exchanges. Rook takes Bravo 1. Rook takes Bravo 1. And I recaptured, of course, Queen takes Bravo 1. Queen takes Bravo 1. So now we just have, let's see how many pawns. Yeah, both sides have 6 pawns. And we have a rook and a queen each. I would say that if one side is for choice, I still would say it is white, but the position is very, very equal. Why I prefer white is that it is white has the space advantage, and it is possible to put pressure on echo 7. At the same time, white might sooner or later be able to push the pawn to Charlie 5, which can help in the attack. Also against echo 7, and maybe pushing through pawn to Delta 6. We will see examples of this later on in the game. So black played rook to Charlie 7. Rook to Charlie 7, very stable move. I played queen to Bravo 2 check. Queen to Bravo 2. And black didn't want to go king to Golf 8 or so. I always would have the possibility to give check on the 8th rank, and I am sure that he still thought that he should play for a win. So he played pawn to Foxtrot 6. Pawn to Foxtrot 6. But this was a move I was very happy to see. At the same time, I maybe overestimated my chances, so I thought now black has very small chances of pushing his echo pawn forward. Although it's easy to forget, the pawn on echo 7 is actually black's counterpart to the pawn on Charlie 4. You want to push echo 6 if possible, or echo 5, and make your pawns mobile. But after pawn to Foxtrot 6, black has a very ugly weakness on echo 6, which I can use in the game. Moreover, I start to sense that there might be possibilities for me to create even more weaknesses in black's king's position. So I played queen to Delta 4. Queen to Delta 4. And here I must say that we were both in quite severe time trouble. We should make 40 moves, and as I remember, I think we just had 10 minutes left each. And I thought that I should find something which actually made it difficult for me to play. So queen to Delta 4 is an okay move. But yeah, black plays rook to Bravo 7. Rook to Bravo 7. And I continued queen to Echo 3. Queen to Echo 3. Again with this combining the plans to put pressure on Echo 7 and also maybe play rook to Hotel 4. And the threat of rook to Hotel 4, I think, provoked my opponent to commit a serious error. He played pawn to Golf 5. Pawn to Golf 5. And that creates, it really helps me. He does the job for me here. He creates weaknesses in his own position. And actually now, Stockfish consider that white is winning. Which is difficult for me to understand, really. Sometimes Stockfish gives very long lines here. And I think Stockfish is correct, but it's still, even after having seen those lines, it's difficult for me to understand how to conceptualize white's advantage as winning. I played pawn to Hotel 4, however, which is a good move. Favored by Stockfish also, pawn to Hotel 4. And black played pawn to Hotel 6. Pawn to Hotel 6. So, now a plan for white is to play on the white squares, putting a rook on Echo 6, queen on Delta 3 or Echo 4, and then pushing Hotel 5 so that the queen then later on can come in on Golf 6. So that's my plan. So I pushed pawn to Hotel 5 here. Pawn to Hotel 5. Which is this first or second move recommended by Stockfish, if I remember correctly. Black played king to foxtrot 8. King to foxtrot 8. And I went rook to echo 6. Rook to echo 6. So now we see that white quickly can play queen to echo 4 and even penetrate to hotel 7 with the queen. Black played queen to echo 8. Queen to echo 8. And here I actually missed a win according to Stockfish. I think so at least. White could have pushed pawn to Charlie 5 here. Pawn to Charlie 5. As after delta takes Charlie 5, white gets very dangerous initiative after queen takes Charlie 5. Then white might have the possibility to push delta 6, such things. So Stockfish thinks this is winning for white. I still can say that I understand myself that I wasn't sure about how strong it was or not. But I went for the same plan later on, but in a worse situation, unfortunately. Queen to echo 8, I replied pawn to golf 4. Pawn to golf 4, protecting the hotel 5 pawn. And then the advantage goes down from +2 pawns to 0.29 pawns according to Stockfish 17. Here black could have drummed up a bit of counterplay by queen to alpha 4. But yeah. But this position is very difficult to play for both sides in time trouble. I have the pressure of proving that I am better, which I am, but it's very difficult to understand that pawn to golf 4 can decrease your advantage with 2 pawns. It's for human that is difficult, at least for me. Black played queen to foxtrot 7. Queen to foxtrot 7. And again, I have the chance to push Charlie 5. That would have given me that big advantage again. But I played queen to alpha 3. Queen to alpha 3. And now I think we were down on to maybe 3 minutes or something each. And we are on move 31. And at that time it was analog clock, so there were no increment. So it's quite a bit of time pressure. And that will characterize the rest of the game. But it also makes it more fun to watch. Queen to alpha 3. Black played queen to echo 8. Queen to echo 8 again. And that is a tricky move. And I overlooked the point. I think I should have, in retrospect, played queen to echo 3 again. But I didn't see the idea of Charlie 5 after queen to foxtrot 7. I don't know why. Because now I actually pushed Charlie 5. Pawn to Charlie 5. Pawn to Charlie 5. And now I get some weaknesses in my own position instead. Because here black can reply with a strong move, queen to bravo 5. Queen to bravo 5. So now, for the first time in the game, black has started having counterplay, counter chances. So if I move the c pawn, the Charlie pawn to Charlie 6, or play Charlie takes delta 6, then queen takes delta 5 check, winning the rook on echo 6 would come. So I could keep balance here had I played, for example, queen to bravo 3. Queen to bravo 3. Giving up the pawn, but I would regain the pawn on delta 6 anyway. So that gives an equal rook endgame. But I played queen to foxtrot 3. Queen to foxtrot 3. giving up or blundering the pawn on Charlie 5? I'm not sure. It was quite a while since we played the game. I was very nervous and very upset with myself also. So I think that had an impact. But I wanted to follow up with the same ideas I had had for quite a while, to get the queen into foxtrot 5 and then into black's king's position on the light squares. So black played queen takes Charlie 5. Queen takes Charlie 5. And I played queen to foxtrot 5. Queen to foxtrot 5. Black played rook to bravo 5. Rook to bravo 5. And now my position is about to collapse. Now black is winning instead. The delta pawn is very weak, impossible to defend. But we have severe time trouble, both of us. We are only on move 34, and I tried my luck in giving up everything for threats on the black king. So I played queen to golf 6. Queen to golf 6. And black played queen takes delta 5 check. Queen takes delta 5 check. And has a winning position. But I dropped my rook back to rook to echo 4. Rook to echo 4. Why not continue fighting? And black played rook to bravo 4. Rook to bravo 4. And now it is difficult for white, really. I played queen takes hotel 6 check anyway. Queen takes hotel 6. And black played king to echo 8. King to echo 8. At least now I have passed pawn, outside passed pawn, and it is on hotel 5, and it's only 3 squares from promoting. So one shouldn't underestimate such things, especially in time trouble. So I played queen to golf 6 check, queen to golf 6, and black played king to delta 7. King to delta 7. And I replied with pawn to foxtrot 3. Pawn to foxtrot 3. And here black actually wins by force if black plays rook to bravo 2 check or queen takes alpha 2 check. Then black can give mate in 11 moves. But imagine that you now sit with just seconds on the clock. And even worse, those old-fashioned analog clocks, you could never be sure how much time you actually remained with. Especially you could not really touch them, because it was such a... If you had half a minute or something like that, then at least I didn't want to touch my flag, because then it could fall down. So it was really stressful. So black instead played rook takes echo 4. Rook takes echo 4. And this actually blunders the whole advantage for black. But it's so understandable that you want to simplify the position. Black is 2 pawns up, however, and also threatens the pawn on alpha 2. And here, now we are coming to move 40. So then I took a chance. I didn't know what the endgame would be like had I taken foxtrot takes echo 4. When I now check with the engine, it is actually 0.0 that white equalizes, holds the ending thanks to the outside passed pawn. But I wanted to, I wasn't sure, so I took a chance. I played queen takes echo 4, queen takes echo 4. And this is a quite tough move, actually, I must say. according to Stockfish now, white equalizes, but is down 0.15 pawns. But if black exchanges on echo 4, then we have another pawn ending where white is down material, but I have the advanced outside pass pawn, and it is actually just enough for a draw according to Stockfish. But I thought I give Cabarkapa the possibility to lose on time, because now it is move 40, he has less than a minute on the clock, and if he starts to think now on calculating the pawn ending, then he might lose on time. So, but he is an experienced player, so he plays queen takes alpha 2 check, queen takes alpha 2, and that is move 40. And I played king to golf 3, king to golf 3. And believe it or not, white holds the draw here as well, thanks to my outside pass pawn. The continuation of the game is quite illustrative. Black played pawn to delta 5, pawn to delta 5, and I played queen to delta 3, queen to delta 3. Now again, black has to watch out for hotel 6, and is getting more and more dangerous, that pass pawn. So he played king Charlie 8. I'm not sure why, actually, but yeah, king to Charlie 8. And I played pawn to hotel 6, pawn to hotel 6. And black now starts to give checks, as pawn to hotel 7 is really a difficult move to meet. So he plays queen to alpha 1. No, he doesn't give check, but he wants to play queen to golf 1 here, I would guess. Queen to golf 1, and then have at least perpetual with queen to hotel 1, attacking the h-pawn from behind. I didn't want him to reach to the corner, hotel 1, so I played king to golf 2, king to golf 2, and he played queen to bravo 2 check, queen to bravo 2, and I went king to golf 3, king to golf 3. He played queen to Charlie 1, again with the same idea, getting to golf 1 and hotel 1. And so I played king to golf 2, king to golf 2. Black played queen to bravo 2, queen to bravo 2, check. And I again played king to golf 3, king to golf 3. And black played queen to Charlie 1, queen to Charlie 1. And I played king to golf 2, king to golf 2, and here my opponent played queen to bravo 2 check, queen to bravo 2, and we agreed to a draw by repetition. So it was really a nerve-wracking game, but I think it was interesting in many ways. When black played pawn to bravo 6 in the opening, you should be aware of that. Then you might have the push to delta 4, pawn to delta 4, changing the structure into a slightly advantageous Marozzi bind position. Then I also think it was interesting that the pawn moved to golf 5 when he tried to stop me from playing rook to h4, actually dropped the black, the evaluation of black's position drops from equal to minus more than 2 pawns. that is also very interesting. And it also illustrates that in endgames with heavy pieces, king's safety is the most important thing that you have to think of. Even in the game here, black had some pawns up, but the king's safety, and then later on also the outside pass pawn, was tricky to handle for black. And after the game, we were both the adrenaline and testosterone was still floating in our veins, and Cabarkapa shouted to me, "I could have given you mate in 2, I think he said, which is wrong. But I didn't know what position he spoke of, but I was just upset to say, "No, you couldn't." "Yes, I could." "No, you couldn't." "Why not?" "You demonstrated you couldn't because you played worse moves." So we were a bit grumpy with each other. But as I already mentioned, later on we started to get to know each other better and had mutual respect. So after 4 rounds, I had 2.5 out of 4. And in round 5, I played black against the Norwegian player Svein Tore Ferse, and some players, some coaches especially at the tournament, actually said that might have been the best game in the entire tournament. So looking forward to discuss it with you. Thank you for now.